Alright, the first sign you might have a timing chain tensioner on its way out is a rattling noise coming from your engine. This is especially noticeable when you start your car up in the morning or when it's idling. Now this rattling sound, it's not your engine knocking or anything like that. It's a lighter, almost metallic sound, like a chain slapping around in there. Why is that happening? Well, when that tensioner starts to go bad, it can't keep the timing chain tight anymore. That chain starts to slack and bam, you get that telltale rattling. This one's a no-brainer, folks. If that dreaded check engine light pops up on your dashboard, you better believe it's time to pay attention. Now, the check engine light can mean a whole bunch of things, from a loose gas cap to a dying oxygen sensor. But if you've got a bad timing chain tensioner, that little light's gonna be your first line of defense. Modern cars, they've got sensors all over the place, and they're pretty good at picking up on when something's not right with your timing. So, don't ignore that check engine light, alright? Get yourself to a mechanic and have them hook it up to a scanner. Let's talk about engine misfires. You know that feeling like your car skipped a beat? That's an engine misfire, and it's not something you want to ignore. You see, your engine relies on precise timing to fire those spark plugs and ignite the fuel-air mixture. When the timing chain tensioner goes bad, that timing gets thrown out of whack. And when the timing's off, you get misfires. Now, misfires can be caused by a whole bunch of things, but if you're experiencing them alongside some of these other symptoms, that's a pretty good sign that your timing chain tensioner is the culprit. Chapter 4. Metal Shavings in the Oil. Alright, this next one is serious business, folks. If you're checking your oil and you see metal shavings in it, you need to stop driving your car immediately, like right now. This is a major red flag that your timing chain tensioner is shot. When that tensioner fails completely, the timing chain can rub against the inside of the engine, grinding off metal shavings in the process. And trust me, you don't want those metal shavings circulating through your engine. That's a surefire way to destroy your engine and end up with a hefty repair bill. Chapter 5. Engine won't start. This one's pretty self-explanatory. If you turn the key and your engine doesn't crank over, you've got a problem. And if you've been experiencing any of the other symptoms we've talked about, there's a good chance that a failed timing chain tensioner is to blame. You see, when that tensioner goes kaput, it can cause the timing chain to jump or even break, and when that happens, your engine's not going anywhere. You're looking at a tow truck and a potentially expensive repair. Chapter 6. Poor engine performance. Now, this one can be a little tricky because a lot of things can cause poor engine performance. But if you're noticing a significant drop in power, especially when you're accelerating or going uphill, a bad timing chain tensioner could be the culprit. You see, when that timing chain isn't properly tensioned, it can cause the valves to open and close at the wrong time. And when that happens, your engine isn't going to be running at peak efficiency. You might also notice a decrease in fuel economy, which is never a good thing. Chapter 7. Engine vibration. Last but not least, let's talk about engine vibration. Now, some vibration is normal, especially when you're idling. But if you're feeling excessive vibration, particularly in the engine bay, that's a sign that something's not right. And you guessed it, a failing timing chain tensioner could be the cause. When that tensioner goes bad, it can cause the timing chain to vibrate excessively, and that vibration can transfer throughout the engine. So, if your car's shaking like a paint shaker, don't ignore it.